So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Nigeria is a country so blessed by God. Personally, I believe that it was particularly designed and positioned for prosperity. We have the climate advantage, which supports multiple planting and harvesting seasons. We have the advantage of being strategically located at the Gulf of Guinea, Sea or Sea Atlantic Ocean, perfect for foreign trade and shipping routes. We have a very rich cultural and ethnic diversity, which, if properly harnessed, can drive both the tourism and creative industries. We have the human resources. Oh God, we have a very dynamic population comprising mostly of youths, working age. Nigerians are so intelligent. Even abroad, if you come across a Nigerian, if you speak to a Nigerian, just in a few seconds, you'll be able to tell that this person is a Nigerian. We are so smart, so sound, so sociable, so witty. So because of this, our dynamic population that comprises mostly of youths, we have a very huge domestic market. Our natural resources are plenty. We have gold in Zamfara, coal in Enugu, tin in Plateau, iron ore in Kogi. We have limestone in Edo. And let us not even get started with crude oil and natural gas located in the Niger Delta region. Nigeria is richly endowed with over 40 commercially viable minerals. We have no business being labeled poor. We have no business at all being where we are today. But we have a problem, a very, very, very big challenge: leadership. As blessed as we are, we happen to be caused by having self-seeking leaders who do not have the interest of the nation at heart, but who are mostly concerned with embezzling and looting and grabbing as much for themselves and their families. No, not leaders. It will be an insult to the word leadership to refer to most of them as leaders. What we mostly have are greedy politicians with their own selfish interests and concerns. So instead of all these resources to be used for the development of the country and the upliftment of its people, we have them diverted in trillions to the pockets of individuals. Mismanagement and corruption becomes the order of the day. Jobs and contracts are gotten and being awarded not based on merit or capacity, but based on who knows who, who can dance to the tune. So incompetence takes over. Institutions are weak and crippling. The sectors are getting wobbly. Look at it. Which sector is doing much better than it was doing 10 years ago? Is it the health sector? Education sector? Is it the power sector? Insecurity goes at its peak and insurgency becomes a business. The ripple effect of that: many foreign industries are reluctant to come in to invest. Hence, there is a shortage of job opportunities. The youths are idle. There become a surge in crime rates and poverty gets weaponized. And so this very blessed country gets reduced to rumbles as the year goes by. So crazy that no matter how bad a year is, the next one always gets worse. Some people watching me, especially from developed countries, may ask, so why would you guys just sit back and watch this happen? Why can't you do something? Why can't you stage a protest? Why can't you put up a fight? How can these few politicians be bigger and stronger than millions of the populace? Oh yes, that has been tried. First in recent times was the End SARS protests of 2020. It was a youth-led social movement which initially started as a protest against police brutality, but along the line metamorphosed for a demand for an overall good governance. Largely peaceful, the youths came out en masse. Largely peaceful, They spoke with one voice, regardless of ethnicity and religion. When it's Friday and the Muslims need to pray, their Christian brothers and sisters would form a barricade and protect them, watch over them while they give their prayers. For the first time in many years, Nigerians stood with one voice against their oppressors. And we all know how it ended. Armed soldiers were deployed to shoot at live bullets and kill peaceful protesters. And despite the reports of the committee set up to investigate that incident, indicting the Nigerian military, nobody has been held responsible for that incident, and no justice was given to the victims. Another attempt at a reform happened about 2 years ago at the last general elections. The people, desperate for a change, trooped out en masse to vote under the sun and in the rain. After casting their votes, they waited for the results to be counted. And at the end of the day, when the electoral body announced the results, some people alleged that what was announced was not what was counted at the polling units. And so a winner was declared, and the aggrieved parties were told to go to court. Let's not bother discussing what happened there. Let us just say the winner remained the winner. And what I believe has further heightened our predicament to take it to an almost hopeless situation is the complication of tribe, language, and religion. And so we have these sharply different sets of people merged together as a nation, the North and the South, which almost seems like during the demarcation, the North should have been merged with countries with similar values like Niger on that end, and the South, which is very close to Benin Republic, shares similar cultures and value system and religion. So it's almost like this part and this group merged into a country with two different religions, two different ways of lives, two different systems. And even amongst these groups, there are many tribes and languages which, rather than unite, further divides. And so political ambitions are run on tribal sentiments. My brother, my sister, this is my brother. You have to pick my brother. And due to illiteracy, bigotry, and this poverty that has been weaponized, people are used as tools to fight themselves for these politicians. Remember the NSAS protests? Remember how I told you that there was this overwhelming unity? There were no divisions. I am Igala, I am Idoma, I am Igbo, I am Yoruba. The people stood in one voice, and they were an unwavering force. The politicians saw that and saw how dangerous of a trend that will be for them. And then there's so confusion amongst shallow-minded people who, instead of facing their common enemy, fight amongst themselves. And so you would hear, Igbo man said, Lagos is Igbo land, is no man land. Produce the man that says it. Nobody. But it spread like wildfire, generating hate and tribalism amongst these people. Or dare even go as far as injecting bigots on social media. All it takes is to put 1,000 people on payroll, even if it's 50,000, they can very much afford it. And these bigots go on social media dropping insightful comments and instigating people to hate and fight amongst themselves. Oh, they're on Twitter, they're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they're on TikTok, they're everywhere. Some of them are watching me because the politicians know that the liberation of the people lies in the strength of their numbers and the force of their unity. And so while the people are set against each other, distracted, fighting themselves, tribe against tribe, faith against faith, their oppressors loot in peace. Anarchy and chaos take over Not by accident, but by design. Hope dries up, despair sets in, and so those who can afford to dream elsewhere begin living. Not in trickles, but in droves. Not because they hate their dear beloved country, but because their country has refused to love them back. Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to the Japa era. Japa is a Yoruba word which means to run fast or to flee. It typically refers to escaping from danger or from a bad situation. But in modern day, it's now a common slang used to refer to running away from a country, from your country, from Nigeria to other countries in search for a better quality of life. This is not really the first time that the Japa era has happened. The first major wave of skilled professionals leaving, doctors, nurses, engineers, was around the late 80s to the early 90s. But nothing has ever been like this mass migration being witnessed in recent times. It first started as the severe medical brain drain that started in 2017. An average of 12 doctors per week were moving from Nigeria to the UK. And in 2021, just 1 year, in 2021, the UK granted over 14,000 visas to healthcare professionals from Nigeria. 14,000 to the UK alone in 1 year. These are the young, agile, working population of a country. In the last 8 years, thereabouts, the volume of the brain drain from Nigeria to the West is at an unquantifiable level. And yes, I call it brain drain, to drain out the brains of a country, because that is exactly what it is. Let me paint this example for you. I personally moved recently to Canada with my family, and we came as permanent residents through the express entry pathway. If you do not know the express entry and how it works, it is a point-based system where your profile receives a comprehensive ranking score, and the maximum score is 1,200 points. And this is based on some factors that add up to your points and to your overall score. And then those in the top brackets of that pool are invited to apply as permanent residents. Do you know the factors? Okay, let me tell you. First, age. So the younger you are, the more points you get. As you advance in age, your points drop until you get to an age where you get 0 points. So from ages 20 to 29, you get the maximum points, 110 on age. And it begins to decline once you hit 30. By the time you get to 45, you lose out all points. Secondly, your educational qualification. The higher education you have, the more points you score. So I holding a master's degree will get higher points than someone just holding a bachelor's degree. Then there is the work experience. The more years you've spent acquiring experience at the workplace, the more points you get. So since I had over 10 years of work experience, I got the maximum points on work experience. Then there is the language proficiency. Despite we are an English-speaking country, you have to sit down and write the IELTS examination. And the lower your score on that exam, the lower the points you get. So since I got the best score there, I got the maximum points there. Then your criminal record will be checked to ensure you do not pose any security threats on the country. Then your medical examination will be taken. Then medical examinations will be conducted on you and all your dependents to ensure that you don't become a liability to them. And then your financial abilities will be established to show that you can survive and not be a burden until you're able to get the job. For a family of 6 like us, you need to show a proof of at least about $40,000. So you can see that Canada, like so many other developed nations, are selectively sieving off the youngest, healthiest, strongest, brightest, and most qualified persons from countries who fail to value their human resources and invest in their own people. In exchange, these countries offer them what? the basic necessities of life: security, infrastructure, road, electricity, medical, dignity of life. What is and should be considered simple things that their nations have failed to provide. And now millions of people in their prime from Nigeria are desperate to migrate, longing for a place where their forefathers were dragged to against their will. And now here we are, willing to give up everything to drag ourselves there by hook or crook. It is sad. One of the most common migration routes as at today is through the care workers pathway, where skilled individuals are offered a chance to migrate by filling caregiving roles in these countries that are experiencing a shortage of labor, as they like to put it, or should we say these countries where their citizens are unwilling to take up these jobs. And most times, not all times, but most times, these care jobs involve providing physical and emotional support, even social support as well, to individuals who find it challenging to carry out their day-to-day tasks by themselves. So we have elderly people, chronically ill people, people living with disabilities, and it involves bathing them, grooming them, feeding them, giving them their medication, and in some cases toileting them, wiping their butts when they use the toilet, changing their diapers. And this is where we have seen a lot of our brothers and sisters from back home get into trouble. And due to the rise of these incidents and these cases, it's good that we talk about it so we can share our experiences and share words of encouragement and pieces of advice. So as we do, please don't fail to share down in the comment section. Let us watch this video together.
Clean up your clothes. Clean up your clothes. Let's clean your body. You have to stand up. Stand up! If you hurt me, don't hurt me. I'll call the police. Yeah. Stand up. Stand up.
Let us read the story. Nigerian carer caught on camera manhandling dementia-stricken pensioner, 88 years, in the UK after threatening to flog him days before he died. Shocking CCTV footage has shown the moment a Nigerian carer violently manhandled a frail elderly man with dementia as she hauled him around days before he died. The carer, Bilikesu Olagunju, 42, who had been in the job just 6 days, was caught on camera manhandling John Attard, 88, at his home in Bexley, Kent, the court heard. Footage captured during the 45-minute visit shows the ordeal from which the great-grandfather never recovered, according to the family. She is said to have threatened to beat him up and even dragged him across his living room floor. She's also said to have ignored the elderly man as he repeatedly told her that she was hurting him. At a point, Olagunju tells him, "Maybe I will beat you up, I will flog you, I will take you to the GP to get injections, I will call the police on you." She was filmed in the victim's home on Christmas Eve on a camera set up by his son. The following day, Mr. Attard was found unresponsive with blood dripping down the side of his face. The pensioner was rushed to the hospital where he remained unresponsive and died 10 days after the incident. Olagunju pleaded guilty to 1 count of ill-treating or willfully neglecting an individual while acting as a care worker. She has now been given a 6-week prison sentence, suspended for 18 months, while also being ordered to carry out 50 hours unpaid work at blah blah blah. Speaking after the hearing, the victim's son, Chris, condemned her sentence as an insult. While I understand that many of us are anxious to live at whatever cost, it is also good that we understand what the care pathway truly entails. It is not just a visa opportunity. It is more like a calling that should ordinarily be driven by humanity and compassion. It demands emotional strength, mental resilience, and genuine compassion. And without these, you might find yourself struggling really hard and then getting yourself into trouble. Imagine someone that does not have any background in caring for others. You're coming from banking, you're coming from IT, you're coming from construction and engineering. You're coming from event management, and then you're going straight into care to care for old people that you do not that you do not have any relationship with. I understand, but please, you need to be aware and you need to be careful. First, I believe that you must be a patient person naturally. You know, by nature, some people are more patient than others. Secondly, I believe that you should be an empath. There are some people who are empaths. They naturally feel empathetic towards others. They easily feel sorry for people. In Nigeria, we say they easily pity people, and it's not something that is learned. It's more of something that comes from the inside. It's just like someone that loves children. If someone loves children, like I love children so much, I love to be around children. I enjoy the company of children. It will be easier for me to work in a daycare or in a school than someone who children they pinch their body. It is not an insult. It's not everybody that will like children. Some people, they only like their own children. They are not good with other people's children. Such a person will struggle if they get a job that requires them to be constantly in the midst of children. They will go crazy. So yes, even if we are driven by money or visa, it's still okay to have what drives you. But I believe that there should be that nature inside you that would make it tolerable and would not make it particularly difficult. So you don't end up doing something that would now be counterproductive and will mess you up. Look at this lady. She just got the job 6 days ago and she's already in this kind of trouble. It is not in her to offer those kinds of services. If you get pepper body, if you dey quick vex, getting a care job abroad will put you in trouble. Please let us be careful. For those who have taken this route, you need to go to work every day with the imagination that there is a camera on you. Whether or not you see a camera, let it just be in your subconscious that there people are watching you. First and foremost, you're coming with your brown skin. You're already a suspect. Even if that family may not put a camera, if it was someone else, for you, they will put the camera out. So please, you need to act as though you are being watched. If you are already into it and you check yourself and you do not have the emotional capacity to do the job, because it takes emotional capacity, please start thinking of switching to something else before you land yourself in trouble. It is very important that we keep having these conversations because of the high rates in Japa trend and the number of our brothers and sisters going through the care route. If you have any experiences doing care abroad, please share 1 or 2 down in the comment section so others can read and learn. It is quite unfortunate that a country so blessed has now been put in a place where its citizens are anxious and desperate to escape it and go to other places in search of basic necessities of life. Let us get your thoughts and your opinions down in the comment section. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments down in the comment section, and stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl, Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.